Here are some of the qualities of a great husband's great wife. Kardama Muni is great by spiritual qualification. Such a husband is called Teji Yangsam, most powerful. Although a wife may be equal to her husband in advancement in spiritual consciousness, she should not be vainly proud. Sometimes it happens that the wife comes from a very rich family, as did Devahuti, the daughter of Emperor Swayambhuva Manu. She could have been very proud of her parentage, but that is forbidden. The wife should not be proud of her parental position. She must always be submissive to the husband and must give up all vanity. As soon as the wife becomes proud of her parentage, her pride creates great misunderstanding between the husband and wife, and their nuptial life is ruined. Devahuti was very careful about it, and therefore it is said here that she gave up pride completely. Devahuti was not unfaithful. The most sinful activity for a wife is to accept another husband or another lover. Chanakya Pandit has described 4 kinds of enemies at home. If the father is in debt, he is considered to be an enemy. If the mother has selected another husband in the presence of her grown-up children, she is considered to be an enemy. If a wife does not live well with her husband but deals very roughly, then she is an enemy. And if a son is a fool, he is also an enemy. In family life, father, mother, wife, and children are assets. But if the wife or mother accepts another husband in the presence of her husband or son, then according to Vedic civilization, she is considered an enemy. A chaste and faithful woman must not practice adultery. That is a greatly sinful act. Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Ankulandayate Vridyat Shri Guru Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Nena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadam Dadati Swamana. Come. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Visrichya Kramam Gambam Jap Dvesham Lobham Agammadam Abramato Yatha Nityam Teji Yangsam Toshai. Working sanely and diligently, she pleased her very powerful husband, giving up all lust, pride, envy, greed, sinful activities, and vanity. Hare Krishna. As Prabhupada starts here, this purport, these are qualities of a great husband's great wife. So, Devahuti was very advanced devotee and personality. So, what's going on?
For some reason we don't have any sound on live stream.
So then? So, and here it said what was, some of her qualities were mentioned, and when we read these are actually qualities which are for all devotees very important, and she mastered them. She was and we strive for so many things and get so much suffering actually. It's created by lust and material desires. And material desires are our main problem in life because they overgrow spiritual desires. Yeah? It said, Eke Hakuru Nandana. We should be one-pointed. A yogi, a bhakti yogi is one-pointed. He has only one desire, one goal. And materialist is Bahushaka. His desires are many-branched, like a tree with many branches, so many desires, many goals. And when you have many goals, we cannot be successful. How can you achieve 100 goals? No? You make it to every goal advancement. But if you have one goal, one desire, very quick, you can advance. So she was free from lust. She was not into, as with a sense enjoyment mentality. I want to enjoy, oh, now I'm married, I can enjoy, it's so great, it's so wonderful. No, she saw marriage as a duty. We say Grihastha Ashram is a license for sense enjoyment. But this is not the only thing, it's actually the smaller thing. Actually, it's a duty, it's a duty ashram. If you think, oh, marriage is a life for sense enjoyment, we will fail completely. And we might not make any advancement. Actually, it's ashram, a spiritual ashram. And Devahuti understood this and understood, oh, my husband is my medium for making advancement. I can serve him, and through this I make advancement, because this is the nature of the soul anyway. We are das, ahudas, we are servants of the servants, we should be. And the best thing is if you have a person whom you can serve directly. It's very easy then to understand, I'm a servant. That's the reason why it's very important to be in the association of the spiritual master. Because then it's very easy to understand, I'm a servant. Because he orders you and do this, that, and doing this, service. And she understood, oh, my husband is a great devotee and a great yogi and a master. And she served him, and the last word in this verse, Atoshayat, and she pleased him. And because she pleased him, he gave her everything what she needed. He takes care. As we say, when the spiritual master is pleased with us, then Krishna is pleased with us. And everything will be fine. So she gave up lust. Then next, Damba. Damba means... Move the camera. So, Damba means pride. She gave up pride. And she had all reason to be proud. She was the daughter of the most powerful king in the whole world. She was the daughter of the king of the world. So lots of reason for pride, right? When we are coming from a good parentage, we might be very proud. My father is so-and-so, he's the director of a big company, and his father was the director of a big company, or I'm coming from a family of doctors or lawyers, right? And then good house, I'm from a good house. Or if we are very beautiful, we are proud, oh, I'm so beautiful, everyone stares at me, everyone wants to make photos of me, I'm on the cover of every big magazine, Vanity Fair, it's been called like this magazine, I'm so beautiful, everyone is amazed to see me, I become proud, of course. And then we are very learned, very intelligent, we are very proud, I know everything, look at this dumb people, I know everything, I'm so smart, you're all idiots, I'm of the highest IQ. Like in the academic world, they think like this, we are so intelligent, we know how to talk and think, and most people are not so smart. And richness, money, then people come. They don't have to be beautiful or intelligent or have to have a nice background, but if money, whoa, the best. I have 500 bills like this, like someone has euro coins. I have 500 bills, no problem. Everything. So Kunti says this. Charmaishvara Shrutash Divya. These four things are the biggest obstacles on the path to Krishna. That's the reason why someone who is akinchana gochara, who is materially exhausted, can very easily surrender to Krishna. I have no money. Oh, Krishna. I have to become I'm brahmachari now. I have no money. Very good. I'm not so beautiful. Okay. Nothing to do in material world. I chant. I'm not so intelligent, so I don't study, and I just chant Hare Krishna. This I can do. And my parents, okay. Okay. Also not so much reason to be proud. Yeah. No, but she says, Akinchana Gochara, someone who is material exhausted, or someone who might have all these material assets, but doesn't take any pleasure in them anymore. As Prabhupada says, the hippies were actually from good houses. He said they come from good houses. They were rich, intelligent and all that, but they gave it up. Why? Because it didn't give them anything anymore. They saw it, they lived, they had it all. And they saw it doesn't work. Whereas people from countries like India, where they don't have that or haven't have the experience, they strive for that. Prabhupada said, now in the West they are already exhausted, but in India they still want to be rich and want to be Americans and want to be cool, have these ideas. So either we are fed up with materialism or we don't have it. So easy to surrender. But Devahuti, she had it all. She was very intelligent, very beautiful, she had best background, very learned. But she was not proud. She could have also thought, oh, my husband, he doesn't have anything, he's a poor yogi. He lives in this hut, before I come from this palace and all that. And I'm so beautiful and so great, and I order him around. I'm better than him. And Prabhupada said here, this is forbidden. She could have been very proud of her parentage, but that is forbidden. And Prabhupada gives this example of a story. I don't know how the historical background is, but there was a rich girl and she fell in love with a beggar. Said she fell in love with a beggar and she wanted to marry him. And she did. And then she gave up all her, insignia of her background and she sat humbly next to him on the street and begged. And Prabhupada said, this is very good. She shouldn't think I'm better than him. Or Gandhari. Why? Gandhari is said she is one of the best women in Vedic history. She accounts as one of them, right? Gandhari. Because she married a blind king. And then in order not to be somehow better than him or be more, better than him, she blindfolded herself. She gave up seeing. Interesting, huh? She gave up seeing to be like him. Very interesting. But at the same, and once she saw again, right? We know the story, and then we can see the power she got through this chastity. Yeah, because it said the power of a woman is her chastity, as Prabhupada goes into detail here and says that the opposite of chastity is a great sin, of course, and that a woman gets power through this chastity. And then when her son was in battle, Duryodhan, she called him and she said he should come naked to her. And he went naked to her in the middle of the night through this camp. And of course, we know on the way there, Krishna, this is very funny stories, of course, because Krishna, he knew what would happen if he would go naked to his mother. And he met him on the way there and said, Duryodhan, what are you doing? You're running around naked, it's a little weird. Are you Shukadev Goswami or Rishabdev or what's going on? He said, no, my mother called me. And I said, take at least a loincloth, a gamja. I said, okay, when you say it. And then he went into his mother, and mother, oh, Duryodhan, are you there? And he said, yes, mother. And she took off her blindfold and looked at him. And then she was shocked. Why are you covering yourself? You should come naked. Because she wanted to, with her vision, empower his whole body to be like invincible. Because with her vision, she gave all her, her power, she accumulated through this renunciation. She had also some yogic power to make him invincible, that every part of his body will be bulletproof. But because he had this is where his weak point was, on his hip. And this is also what, when Bhima, he was giving this vow, I will, kill you. I will break your hip, actually, because he said, oh, Draupadi, sit on my lap. And so this is then how he got killed. The beamer hit him then unfairly at the hip. But interesting how powerful Gandhari was because of this chastity. Yeah. So Devahuti gave up this pride. I'm rich, I'm powerful. No, she said, no, I'm the servant of my husband. And it's a great privilege and honor. Nowadays, servant, I don't want to be a servant, I want to be the master. And women also think, why I want to be the servant of my husband, of this, he's just some regular guy. I love him, but a regular guy. But in Vedic society, a woman was not thinking like that. She thought, my husband is my pati, my guru, my Prabhu, and even he's a beggar. Because why? She understood, he's the representative of Krishna. He's my master. And I please Krishna with this. Right? And it was very easy through this that the husband loved his wife. Because she was endeared, because she was so surrendered. It was very easy. And he would have done anything for her. The husband is indebted to this surrender of the wife, and he will do anything for her. And will always protect her and sacrifice his life for her. So this is what Prabhupada explains. This is the natural dynamic between husband and wife. Natural. And it's always said, oh, the wife has to serve the husband, this and that. Yeah, but the husband serves her equally. But there are different ways how to serve. So Devahuti was humble. And then Dvesha, she was not envious. Yeah, Dvesha means she was not envious. Lobha, she was not greedy. She lived very simply in this hut. She didn't want to have more things, even though she got many things then. But she was very content in this situation. Agam, she was free of any sinful activity. And Madam, here this word Madam again, vanity. Vanity is something like pride. It's this Eitelkeit. In German, say Eitelkeit. Damba means like proud, Stolz, and vanity is very similar actually to pride, right? But it's more self-consciously proud. I'm special, I'm beautiful, I'm something, I'm special, right? She was not thinking like that. And here it said, Udyata, she was laboring very diligently. She was not lazy. She was not lazy. Oh, I have, freshly painted nails, I cannot touch anything, No, she was laboring hard. She was laboring hard. She was working in the household. And household, this is lots of work. This is lots of work. And then, of course, taking care of children and all that. This is lots of work. And it's very important. Nowadays, it's said women should also go to work because this is more important. This is more prestigious. What is your... Now when they talk, what are you working? Yeah, I am a lawyer. I am director. I'm this. Oh, you made some career. Wow, wonderful. No, I'm a housewife. Housewife? Okay. Only? Nothing more? Just housewife? This is actually the most glorious. Housewife is most glorious. And who loves this the most? The children. I think the children love more. My mother is there for me than she's a big lawyer. The mother is lovingly at home and takes care of the children, cooks. What will the children eat? Maybe sometimes the husband can cook. Sometimes. But maybe not with so much love. I don't know. Yeah, if my wife wouldn't cook, I think all of us would starve to death. We stand in front of the pot. Why is the dal not done? You have to turn on the heat, maybe. Oh, forgot. We chew on the dal. It doesn't taste when you do it, so you do it. Yeah, so Devahuti was a great example for all the ladies, but for all devotees in general. Yeah, the Bhagavatam is actually the book of devotees. Yeah, that means Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam means the book of Krishna and his devotees. And Krishna has so many wonderful devotees. And we have to hear about them. Yeah? We have to hear about them. Then we become inspired. I want to be also like that. Well, I would love to be like Devahuti. Free from lust, pride, greed. My God, this is pure devotee. And always surrendered in service. Wow. Yeah. So the Bhagavatam is the book of devotees, where we have so many wonderful examples of great devotees, their interaction, their qualities, their attitude. And then we can see, then we should be inspired. I want to be like that. And then we should see, where am I now? I'm so far away from that. But I could be more like that. Should be inspired. I want to be like that. I should be like that. I should be a devotee. And as I said, Bhagavatam is the book of devotees. Krishna has so many amazing devotees. Such special devotees. Like Garuda, a very special devotee. Very special devotee, huh? Garuda. He's always carrying the Lord, happily serving in this way. And it's interesting. Garuda's service is flying. Wow. Flying. I have some hang up with flying. I don't know why. I think many of us might have, but before I joined, this was the perfection. I thought this is perfection, that I could fly. Garuda airline is there. No, not like a pilot. I mean, that I fly. That was. I didn't want to become a pilot, but I thought spiritual perfection is that you can fly. Maybe some of you had the same. And sometimes I dream that I can fly. 2 days ago I had the most crazy dream, but it was so cool. I was sad that it ended. Then I was asleep again. That was so crazy. Yeah, I realized that I was dreaming. I was explaining to devotees that this is an illusion, this is a dream. I met some devotees, I want to explain them, this is only a dream. But then I realized, when this is a dream and this is my dream, then you are just part of the dream. And I don't have to explain to you that it's a dream. It's not that I put some devotee into my illusion. So, but this was very weird, and it was flying and all kinds of stuff. Laser beams from the eyes. Very, very weird. Anyway, but Garuda's service is flying. His service is flying. When Vishnu wants to go somewhere, Garuda, oh yes. And his wings make the sound of the Samaveda. So how beautiful. He doesn't have to sing the Samaveda. He just makes like this and this sound comes. How beautiful must it be? Right? And he's very strong and powerful. And he's all time there when Vishnu has his powerful appearances. When there are these grand, powerful appearances of Vishnu, like the most heroic, appearing in a battle or appearing in front of a devotee, like with Dhruva or Kardama Muni or in a battle, Garuda was there. He's serving and he's witnessing all that. And what I want to say? Yeah, and also he served also Krishna. Once Krishna made an excursion and he called Garuda. It's not only that Vishnu flies on Garuda, also Krishna once flew on Garuda. When he wanted to go to, I think it was Prakshotishpur, I think it's modern Nepal, it said, this is there in Nepal somewhere or other. And to fight the demon Baumasura. Was it Baumasura or Baumasura? I always mix it up. Who was? Huh? Baumasura. Yes, I always mix it up. Baumasura. And he was going all the distance from Dwarka to this place on Garuda, flying. Garuda, come and fly. And he took even his wife with him, Satyabhama. She was also there, flying. So this is an amazing service, Garuda. Wow, Garuda's amazing service. Or Hanuman, very special devotee. Or, yeah, so many devotees. So we should hear about them also in Gora Leela, all these amazing devotees with their amazing qualities and pastimes. So we are actually part of this Bhagavatam. We are also devotees. We want to be devotees. We want to be qualified to be counted as devotees. But every devotee has, as I said, his or her certain service, and we have our position. Like Arjuna wanted to change his service. Basically, Arjuna wanted to change his service. Fighting, I don't want to fight today, and maybe I want to meditate. Like the yogis, the rishis. I sit in the forest, I meditate upon you, Krishna. That's also nice. And Krishna said, no, this is not your service. It's not your nature, it's not the Dharma, it's not your service. You have to fight. You have to be Arjuna, the great warrior. And this makes you glorious. So we have to understand, okay, what is my service? And there are two modes of service. One is called Naimitika, and another is called Nitya. Naimitika is the momentary, material, this temporary situation. And Nitya is the eternal situation. And of course we strive in the long run to understand what is my eternal service, but it's a kind of far away. I think we should not speculate and fantasize, oh, what could be my eternal service? Okay, we can fantasize maybe to get a little bit inspired, to see actually I go back to Godhead very soon and how amazing will it be. But we shouldn't speculate too much about it and put ourselves into some proud position of realizing our eternal identity. So in that sense, we should more understand what is my Naimitika Dharma, my service which I should do now. And we should take this very serious. And there comes in the Varna and the Ashram and also the gender to some degree. Not a huge degree, but it's also a degree as we see here. For Devahuti, she understood, this is my service to Krishna. As a woman, serve my husband. In this way. Right? And it's done very easy. It's done very easy. So we have to understand what is my service. And like Prabhupada. Prabhupada was never stopping his service. Until the end. He said, my service is to translate Bhagavatam, to preach Bhagavatam. He was never, okay, now it's Nitya Seva. Now my, I don't know, Gopi or Gopa or whatever, spiritual, this comes out now. My Swarup comes out now. Even on his deathbed. Even the story goes when Prabhupada was on his deathbed and one of his godbrothers came and he said, now meditate about Radha Krishna, the eternal Leela. Yeah, this is now done. This preaching is done now. And Prabhupada was not doing that. That, oh yeah, true, actually, this is now the material, temporary, now the real thing. Prabhupada was not doing that. It's not necessary. It's not our mode. We can serve, and this is actually nice. We can serve in our mode, in our position, in our situation, which is tangible for us, which is to understand, which is to do, until the very end. This is my service for this life. And this service will be so powerful that Krishna will take care of everything else and will reveal other things. And if Krishna wants us to be more in a, so to say, Nitya position, yeah, then he will show us and give inspiration, and then you will know. In that sense, we don't have to speculate about our Swarup, because if there is indication for that, it will be very clear, and it will be clear and self-proving that I understand, yes, I am this or that, or this is the direction I will go, because these indications will be indications by Krishna, and they will not be, there is no need for, there will be no doubt. That's what I mean, yeah? Understand? I don't have to, is it or is it not? No, it will be very clear. And there are many devotees who understand a bit more about their spiritual identity also. There might be even devotees who know what is their Swarup, but they don't tell us. They don't go on Facebook, my Swarup is, today I had a grand realization, I'm Gopi, this and that, and I wanted to tell you all, it's really cool. Thumbs up, smiley, or something. Gopi emoji. I realized. And they're very secretive then about this. Huh? Yeah, but what I want to say, so we should really find our service, and this will be so powerful that everything else will follow. Okay, there are some basic points of service, like 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds, but then it should be more specified. And this is like Arjuna, he loved to fight. Garuda loves to fly. Yeah. Hanuman loves to fight also. Satyaki loves to fight also. Bhima loves to fight also. So I like to fight. Okay. Where's my club? I like to fight also, huh? There's someone here might like to fight. But not with your devotee companions. This is my service to fight you now. Kshatriyas, they're also very proud. They're allowed to be proud. Challenge. Yes, go. We go on the battlefield. So, no, we have a different mode. Don't have to fight each other. Yeah, so we need service. Take it very serious. And as it said here, Devahuti, she could have been, oh, my fingernails. Or I'm a queen, or this and no. My service is this, and I do it in a very careful way. And everything is good. Right? And she was not lazy. She was not lazy. She was very, very busy. All the time busy. As Prabhupada says, the temple is not a place for lazies and crazies. Look in the mirror. Lazy? Crazy? I don't know. Of course, we're all a little bit crazy. But we shouldn't be lazy. Oh, Prabhu, today I cannot do. What else do you do when you don't do then? What are you doing then when you don't do? What are you doing then? Something you have to do. I found something new now. I can tell you one of my tricks when I do things now at home. And I love to do things now at home. Also housework. I help my wife, or sometimes I look into the pot. I give blessings, to the carrots. This is my service. So I have some newfound trick, and now everything is wonderful. I have headphones, and I have, what is this? You have this? Brahmacharis don't have this. Huh? This is Maya. And I have lectures. And I put the headphones on, and I listen to all kinds of katha, and I'm inspired, and I'm absorbed, and I wash dishes, and no problem. Clean the house. I love to clean, I must say. Looks so nice afterwards. It's cleaning. It's great. So that's why I wonder when I come sometimes in the temple, why it's so dirty down there. I wonder, someone is not loving to clean, or I think someone likes spiders. I think someone of those who clean, the beautiful spiders. Nice that you're here, Hare Krishna. Nice that you're here, and I hope more will come. Oh, more. I don't know if it's clean, but a couple of days I was there. Yesterday I was cleaning my house a bit, and nice spider, come please, keep on here. I give you the world. Here, more space for you. Not in my house. But here's someone who is very Greenpeace devotee or something, I don't know. Artenschutz. No? I don't know. And someone is huge. There's huge Spinnweben there. Huh? He cultivates them or something. Huh? Or the devotee who cleans down there is maybe not so big, small, and it's too far away, cannot see it, and it looks only like this. I'm also not big, but I have good eyes, I can see it. I say, man, so many spiders there. Just some indication for what I see. Yeah, but and cleaning service, great, cleaning service. Or now the Sankirtan devotees, they distribute so many books. It's amazing. I saw this course a couple of days ago. So many books. Take it serious. Very nice. Yeah. So this their service. It's not that I have to do this now and then later on when will I understand that I'm a gopi, when I can do the real thing. No, cleaning is the real thing. Book distribution is the real thing. Management is the real thing. Puja is the real thing. Chanting your japa in the morning is the real thing. Cooking is the real thing. Cooking for the Lord. Yeah, it has to be understood that this is a spiritual activity. The problem is that when conscious that this is a spiritual activity. Because if you understand this cleaning, cooking, puja, whatever, chanting even, is direct service for the Lord.
you would be so fired up. I am allowed to clean the pot of God. This is the pot of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'm allowed to clean this, and then they will cook in this pot for the Lord. I am allowed to do this. And this will bring me in the spiritual world. Very soon I will die. And I go from here to Krishna Loka. Because of this pot. My dear pot, I love you. No, I actually love the dirt in the pot. Because if the pot wouldn't be dirty, I couldn't clean it. But actually in Dwarka, the queens even cleaned it, not dirty pots. So they wipe the dust because somehow or other they like service. The point is service. And if we don't understand that, because this is a kind of a conscious thing, conscious yoga, Buddhi yoga, then listen to a lecture and there you will hear it all the time. Yeah, you hear it and say, wow, it's amazing, we have to become conscious. Prabhupada said first conscious, then Krishna conscious. And all laziness or stubbornness or pride, and this is all because of unconsciousness. If I understand, these are all devotees, I'm very humble, I'm the servant, I want to please them, I want to do everything to, right? If I would understand this whole philosophy, what is written here, then I would be fired up, inspired in kirtan, in the lecture, in service, in my japa, everything would be, wow, an honor. But of unconsciousness, we okay, Hare Krishna, I have to do this now until 5 minutes more, Hare Krishna, and in the morning, okay, 16 rounds, and I have to clean this now because of I have to do it. Yeah. So there are 3 things we need in spiritual life. When we have this, everything is great. Utsan Nishchaya Daryat. Utsan means enthusiasm. Haribol. I love to do it. It's great. I'm enthusiastic. Kijai. It's wonderful. Yeah. And then it said patience. To be also very patient. Yeah. And determined. I have to open this. This is service during the lecture. Service. I hope I can open it. If not, it's very humiliating. Give this. Because they always I can. Yeah, it's no, okay, it's open. Krishna empowered me to be good husband. Service, strong husband. So so this about this enthusiasm, it comes from to know what you do. Like I always like to quote this. And Mangalananda said, if you would know how we can quote Mangalananda, the late Mangalananda. Quote Mangalananda Prabhu, one of our old Sankirtan devotees who left his body. And he said, if we would understand what's going on here, what we got, we would roll on the floor, we would cry and bang our head against the wall. Because we wouldn't believe our great luck. Right? And a couple of days ago I heard Kadamakanana Swami when he was saying, and he says this quite often actually, and he's convinced about it. He said, the great devotee, when the great devotee says something, it will be, it has to be. Even Krishna has to do it, even if Krishna wouldn't like. And Prabhupada said, I guarantee, when you chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles, you go back to Godhead after this life. And Prabhupada said, I guarantee. So, but we don't understand what it means. Yeah, back to Godhead. I heard it so often. Back to what's having a spiritual body, being with Krishna, and Leela. This should be very inspiring to us. I say, wow, I do anything and everything to stay in this movement, because outside this movement it's very difficult to follow 16 rounds, chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. So this service is what keeps me in this position of transcendence to follow this process all the way through. But for all that, we need this enthusiasm which comes from being conscious what all that means, what this is, what we got. And then we will get appreciation for everything and anything. This is also lacking, this appreciation for the prasadam, for devotees, for the cleaning service. And we become proud and lazy and all that. And unhappy. Very unhappy. Devahuti was not unhappy. She could say, oh, now I'm sitting in this hut, my hair is now, I have dreadlocks now, because it said it was matted, she had matted hair, kind of dreadlocks. Oh, where's my beautiful hair? What happened with my hair? My fingernails, before they were so nice, shining, now they are, because of all this hard work. My dress is shabby. No people around me. My husband all day, swaha, 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 meditating, No, she understood this is my way out of the material world, to serve my husband, who is a great yogi. And later on, her son was Kapila, Supreme Personality of Godhead was her son, who taught her everything. This is also amazing what she got then. Imagine all the fathers and future fathers. Imagine you have Kapila Dev as your son. Wow. Because I'm thinking, if I have a child now, I will teach him how to give lectures, and he will preach them to me. I said, yes. He will preach to me. Wow. Kapila Dev. He will take over my YouTube channel, I guess. Big time. Yeah. Yeah, so she got everything because of pleasing the devotee. So we should understand, I want to please the devotees, and I want to please devotees, my guru, my husband, my wife, and this is what we do. This is what we are here for. We are servants of the devotees. Means we want to please devotees. We want to please Prabhupada in our service, and then all perfection will be there. Don't have to, there's no speculation about it. All perfection. And in the end, we go to Krishna. Back to home, back to Godhead. Very soon. Can you imagine being in Krishna's Leela? Very soon. In your spiritual body of a Gopa or Gopi, or play with Krishna, talk with Krishna, dance with Krishna, run around in Vrindavan, talk with Radharani, serve Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, Nanda Maharaj is there, Yashoda Mata is there, the cows are there. And you can be there too. And what you have to do for it? Just serve. Because there everyone is serving. You cannot go with your blockhead, blockhead full of pride to Krishna Loka. Krishna will not like it so much. Krishna left the gopis when they were proud. So this is a glorious movement, most glorious movement. We are allowed to take part in this, and these great devotees serve as examples. They were all glories to Devahuti. And even though someone would say, oh, no, there's no, what is the word, Gleichberechtigung, huh? But actually we have one of our greatest devotees in our history were ladies. So there's no problem with that. And they are serving as great examples. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions? Anything you want to add? Yes, Prabhu? of course, we have to see it in this our ISKCON constellation, where the spiritual master is, I would say, present sometimes through other authorities like temple president, temple commander, or whatever. So in general, of course, the services we got are given by the spiritual master, authorized by the spiritual master. And if there are for some individual who has a Diksha Guru, I would say, or is in a relationship with a Guru, and there's unclarity, of course, we can ask the spiritual master, what is my service, or what shall I do, or of course, yeah. But it's not always necessary to go directly to the spiritual master. In one sense, if you have good authorities, which are representatives of the spiritual master, we know that the spiritual masters rely actually on the judgment often of the local authorities. But in general, of course, yeah, the spiritual master gives the service or authorizes the service. Yeah, of course, we should not speculate, but at the same time we should be also introspective to understand what is my service, what can I do, what do I like to do, and then we ask for blessings, confirmation of authorities to see if this is really proper and helpful for me and the movement. Yeah, but this is the challenge for authorities to find the proper service of the individuals according to their nature also. This is very important, because then devotee will be very happy, because he can do what is his nature, and he will be very good in it, and will make more advancement. Yes? Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
So the first one is, you started with the words, she gave up. There's a who gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to give up.
Yeah.
But qualities, how can I understand, how can I give up?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not that I can choose to do it, because I feel I am
Yeah.
under the control of.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think our giving up is not like an immediate process. Okay, I choose to give up. In one sense, this is part of the process to consciously decide, I want to give something up, when we understand that something is an obstacle in our spiritual life. But then there's a process how we will get rid of it. And in general, this is, of course, we have in one sense two ways how to give up anarthas. The one is, I would say, the unconscious, but I don't mean it in a negative way, that we just do our service. We practice our spiritual life, and through the purification, these things will become diminished. And this is what we do and have to do, and it works. But then it's the conscious, where we see a certain tendency in us where we say, oh, this is a problem, I don't want to have that, and we consciously work on that. So we should do actually both, I think. We should have very good sadhana, spiritual life, which diminishes automatically, as Prabhupada says, all the anarthas, but at the same time, sometimes there are some anarthas more dominant, which should get special attention, and we have to consciously work to get rid of some anartha. And then we have to see, what is it, and have to have a plan. How can I help myself to become not influenced by pride, lust, greed, anger, this and that? Like a personal example, I have understood now in myself there's a certain tendency, and I don't like it, that I sometimes swear. And when I joined the Hare Krishna movement, I gave up all swearing, because devotees don't say any bad words. And this is very wonderful. This is great. And when devotees say some bad words, actually this is a real disturbance in the ether, and we should make us conscious. Prabhu, you shouldn't say that. This is not a nice word. This is not good. You shouldn't say it. It's not befitting a Vaishnava. And I followed this actually quite well, but there are certain words which might not be big swearing words, but they are not nice. Like in German, one thing I always say when I'm a little bit disturbed is like bescheuert, right? And it's not a huge word, it's not huge, but still it's an expression of some anger and negativity, and I shouldn't say it actually. I should be more peaceful. It's actually an expression of unpeacefulness. So I always thought this is completely okay to say bescheuert. Who cares about saying bescheuert? But somehow or other I felt actually I shouldn't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. So this is the first step, to realize there's something I don't want to do, I don't want to have. And this is a big thing already. Because before I thought it's completely normal. Who cares? Why not? But Krishna gave me this sense, this insight. Okay, now I'm already aware. Oh, I don't want to do it. It's the first step. And then if it happens, then I know, oh, I did it again. And I can work on it to not do it, because of become conscious and really looking at it and stopping it. Like this is just a small example. But with bigger things also. So the first things we have to become conscious, this, I don't want to have that. I shouldn't be like that. And I work consciously on my character. Right? So, and also with other things. And if they are bigger, of course, this is not so big, but if there are bigger things, we have to have a plan for it. And there you can make a plan. Plan is very important. Yesterday I had a talk with one young devotee who wants to learn to chant his rounds properly and be steady, and I chucked out a plan for him with many, many practical things to really work on it. And sadhana is actually a plan for spiritual life. And devotees, we are sadhakas. That means we should plan out our spiritual life. It's not just anything and everything. We should be very consciously planning where I want to be, maybe even at a certain time, and then work ourselves step by step there. Yeah, that's what I would say to that. Okay.
And the second one is regarding the example, not the example, the qualities of the wife, that she, like you were saying, you were glorifying Ananda. And I understand devotee because her husband was a devotee. But, I still don't understand. I mean, I understand how glorious it is. But then she had 100 sons. And then for me, it's like, I have one son, is already enough. And if I'm blindfolded, I can't do the service.
Yeah.
So for me, I just can't, I mean, there are higher principles. So I just would like to ask, how is it? Also, the princess who gave up the possessions and she was begging with this key. So maybe it's glorious, but then she could help her husband and they could do more service together. So this, I just would like, to ask if you can comment on this.
Yeah, it's of course a long topic with many points and implications, but the first, as you said, there are different principles, and there's a hierarchy of these principles. And the first principle of the wife is this submissiveness to the husband. Even though, and then the husband, the man, he wouldn't be happy if the wife helps him out with her money. This is kind of, so it wouldn't help, because it's not about money, it's not about material position, it's about dharma. And the dharma of the husband is to take care of the wife, and if this is his profession, to beg, and she can be happy with that, and she's okay, this is how he works. And we don't, as I said, I don't know the historical background. Prabhupada just quotes this example, and we don't have all the details to the story. So we might have no certain picture in mind, and it might look a little bit weird, but Prabhupada just focused on this point of the submissiveness. And we don't know all the background, how he was begging. Maybe he was a brahmana. Maybe it was not just a bum on the street, but a brahmana who should beg, right? And begging for a brahmana is glorious and was accepted in society. It was even respectable. So, I mean, we don't know many details to the story. So Prabhupada just focused on this principle of the submissiveness and dharma, right? And Gandhari, she was the queen of the king of the world. She had many servants, and 100 sons to manage for her was, in that sense, no problem. They had a huge palace and servants, and so this was also no problem for her. And there also the principle was, I want to be submissive to my husband, I don't want to be better, I want to be like him. So that was glorified. And you said, I glorified it. No, Prabhupada regularly glorifies her. He singled her out, and even I think it's somewhere in Shastra that there's a couple of women especially glorified, who was Gandhari, I think Sati, and a couple of others. Draupadi, and who said, wow, they were. Huh? The wife of Ravana. Okay. She must have been very surrendered to Ravana. How can you be the wife of Ravana? It's very submissive. Yeah. Okay, so I think. Huh? Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Ja, ich mag keine Spinnweben, ich mag keine Spinne.
Meine Oma hat die auch gemacht.
Ja, manche sagen, die sind gut, die sollen da sein. Ja, aber ich weiß nicht, das ist ein bisschen klammerisch.